would like to call to order the February 22nd, 2023 Palm Beach County Transportation Disadvantaged Local Coordinating Board Workshop. The Palm Beach TPA is conducting this meeting both in person and virtually using the Zoom webinar platform. I didn't do that. Instruction to join the virtual meeting as well as contact information for assistance are provided in the published meeting agenda. So I would like to invite our TPA staff to present the first item. Greg?
Good afternoon, everyone. For the record, Gregory Gabriel, LCB liaison. Before you today is the public workshop presentation. I'll be giving a brief overview of what is the TD program. So first off, the purpose of the reason why we're here is basically to give the public a chance to meet with staff and present and talk to the LCB board. And basically we will capture comments and input that they give and then share it with Palm Trend and then share also the CTD. As we know, the transit disadvantaged population is described as people with physical or mental disabilities, income restrictions, or age who are not able to transport themselves. Palm Trend is known as the CTD. That's a classification that the CTD gave them. So whenever you hear the word Palm Trend, is also referring to CTC. So Palm Trend Connection is a door-to-door service and a ride sharing. So customers shall ride with others and in the private transit service. So members of the public can qualify by calling Palm Trend. They have a qualification procedure they go to, and mostly it is, like I mentioned earlier, it is a member of the public that has a disability or income restriction. One-way fare is cost $3.50, and once a member is qualified, they basically can call Palm Trend and schedule a ride 1 to 3 days before. And I just want to report some trips on the fixed route. Palm Trend has offered 132,000 trips, and the AD was 500,000, and paratransit was 78,000. So I just wanted to share those numbers with you guys as what Palm Trend was able to serve the public. And Madam Chair, that concludes my presentation today.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. All right, so instructions on how to provide public comment are included in the agenda. Staff, have we had any comments from the general public online?
Not at this time.
All right. Do we have any comments from anybody who is present? This is an open forum, so we're meant to be here for the, yeah, oh, I didn't see your card. All right. James Bonfiglia,
Hi.
who is our representative for the elderly.
Jim
Yes.
Bonfiglia. Hi, how are you all doing today? I just wanted to comment on an encounter I had with one of the drivers for Palm Trend. She was parked, taking a break, and I was going to the post office in Boynton Beach, so I just stopped, identified myself, and Jim Bonfiglia. I'm with the Transportation Planning Agency. And I just asked her how she enjoyed her job and whether there were anything that she would do to improve it. She said it's great. She liked working for Palm Trend and no problems. And she just said on occasion, some of the passengers would pose a problem, but it was nothing that would be insurmountable. And she thought it was, she had a great experience working for Palm Trend. So I thought that was very nice. So I thought I'd express that to the commission today. It was about 2 weeks ago. And so apparently Palm Trend fosters a good working environment.
That is so great to hear. Thank you so much for mentioning something like that and for taking the time to connect like that as well. You don't.
Yeah, it was a very pleasant communication and encounter with the woman. I gave her my business card in case she had any questions as to whether or not I was legitimate or not, but I think she was kind of a little intimidated by the fact that I approached her. But after that, after she saw me, who I was and I was legitimate, that she really opened up. It was a very pleasant encounter.
No, that's delightful. All right. Have any public
Madam
comments?
Chair, if I may ask a
Oh,
question.
go ahead, please, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, is it Palm Trend or Palm Trend Connection that you had the interaction with the driver?
It was, it was maybe an 8-passenger bus
Perfect.
connection.
Yeah, that's Palm Trend Connect.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Good question. Lou, did you want to add anything to his comment?
Just for the record, Lou Ferry, so with Palm Tran. Thank you very much. I always, every time I see a driver, I stop and talk to them and they get intimidated first, thinking I'm gonna yell at them or something. So it's great. It's great to acknowledge that they're an important part of the whole system. So without the drivers, we don't have anything. So one comment I'll say is we are cracking down on our riders and their behavior on our buses because we do have some problems. It's unfortunate, but I think just within the last month, I've sent maybe 10 suspension letters or that they have to ride with a personal care attendant or something like that. With the delicate clientele we have, sometimes they act up on the buses, but there's no excuse for hitting a driver or hitting another passenger or, making a scene like that, an unsafe situation. So, we're doing what we can for the drivers as well. So thank you.
She had good things to say about her employer. So very good. Yes.
All right, so I just had one thing I wanted to follow up on from the meeting last year, and that was there was a note about scheduling changing last year at this meeting. That was a question that was brought up that advanced change is now a 3-day planning schedule as opposed to more previously. So I just wanted to see how that's going.
So yes, so last year, one of the initiatives we had was to change the booking window for those who call in to reserve a trip. It used to be 7 days out to move it to 3 days out. And the reason why we did that was 7 days out, as far out as you go in scheduling a trip, the less they take the trip. So it caused a lot of no-shows and cancels. So when we reduced it to 3 days, we've actually seen less no-shows, less cancels. For the customer, it's a little bit of a hassle, they would say, because they like to plan their whole week out, 7 days. So it was a hard transition for our customers, but it's working well. Thank you.
All right, great. Just give me a heads up if any public comments or anything come in. Otherwise, do we have any questions or further discussion at all? All right, I was also heartened to hear that the regular Palm Tran routes are up higher than ever before this last month. That's huge. And I know we'll have our meeting next, so you'll probably give us further updates about our TD corridor.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
So if we have no other public comments, should we call it a meeting then? Or do we leave it open for the half hour?
Madam Chair, if you'd like, we could leave it open for longer. But if you'd like to adjourn the meeting at this time, it is at your will. I would potentially suggest maybe 5 minutes. It's 1:40 right now, so that would be about the halfway mark of the meeting. And then we could adjourn and have a brief break for our members who have arrived early.
Okay, great. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
So we'll just leave it up. I don't see any other comment cards.
If I
Lou.
may,
You please.
So April 21.
She's my call.
Oh, red light. So so it's been April 1st, actually, which is kind of funny. It'll be 21 years of Palm Tran. And I remember when I first went to my first LCB, it was at the chambers, the county commissioner chambers, and there were about 30 public people there screaming and yelling how bad transportation was. And each year after that, for a couple of years, it was like that. So not to say I don't want the public participation, but when things are going well, normally people don't show up. So you usually like to hear, they don't like to compliment, they like to talk about their bad experiences. So I just wanted to say, this is also nice that we can get together and talk, but it's nice to see that we have a thriving, I'll say, strong transportation here in Palm Beach County. So just wanted to say that that's quite the difference between when I started.
Did you say April 1st?
April 1st, that's what I mean. It's funny. It was a joke, wasn't it?
That is kind of funny. No, it's true. And that's something in my short time working on this board, I've seen is the follow-up that you have with your staff with every single rider that has a pleasant or unpleasant ride for any reason. And even anything unpleasant, it seems really valid that what the story could possibly be. So everyone's needs are met, which is something you don't always see. This is a service that is well needed and well utilized in the community, and you and your staff have done a really great job making sure everyone's
Thank
happy.
you. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I credit the staff. And one thing is, when I first got here, there was an adversarial relationship between our riders and Pumptran because, you know, you didn't want them to complain or you didn't want to, did you? Are you on?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. And something that I've tried to foster, and I give a lot of credit to my staff, is, you know, we've been very transparent. We know we have problems with the driver issues and we don't have enough drivers, things like that. But we found that being truthful with the customer and asking them if they want to come to the table and being part of the solution instead of that adversarial relationship really helped us. So I think that's kind of what it's all about. So my staff is awesome. So I think it's cool. Yeah.
Love it. All right. We do have a public comment, Amanda.
Yes, we do have one public comment online. Jean, it looks like you have the option to unmute, so you can unmute yourself and make your comment.
I kind of disagree. I have had problems continually with my daughter, and Lou and I have played telephone tag and never really connected. The same problem continues to happen. They come late. They have no excuse. When my daughter calls in to report that the bus is late, they go, too bad, there's nothing we can do. I think it's the dispatch that's rude, not the drivers. The drivers obviously can only drive where they can drive in this traffic. But when they come and pick her up 15 minutes before she has to be to work, and it takes 30 minutes to get there in good traffic, she's going to be late. So eventually, you know, these kids are going to lose their job. And, you know, I keep hearing no one reports. Well, every time she calls, is that not counted as a report? It never gets reported.
I'm not, okay. So I'm not sure. Yeah.
So I think there's a
Not
lot
sure
of, my point is, a lot of us are listening and don't say anything, but we're reporting your information back. I'm on the Family Care Council through APD, and I report back to them once a month what you've talked about in your meetings. And
Okay,
so,
yeah.
you know, I'm here, I'm listening. I don't usually talk, but that's my complaint.
Okay, no, I appreciate that. And so on-time performance is not where we want it to be right now. And it's mostly because we're down about 70 drivers. And, you know, especially this month is our busiest month with the traffic, like you said, and everything like that. If someone's calling for an ETA, it's not considered a report, so to speak. So right now we have more demand than we have resources for. So if we don't file a complaint or if we don't say that there's a problem, like you're saying right now, where we can then deep dive into it, it just becomes the everyday. We're moving trips all over the place trying to figure out how to make, you know, a 16-ounce cup with 32 ounces of juice. So I'd appreciate if you reach out to me so we can look at it a little bit further. So there might be some tweaks we could do with the schedule or how things work. So we don't know unless we know specifically that if they call in just for an ETA, we don't count that as a complaint or a problem. It's just you're calling for the ETA.
Okay, that's good information. But
Yeah,
I
so
have
if you-
reached out, and I think you've reached out, and we never seem to connect.
Please try me again. So here, write this down: 561-812-5350, and you can give me a call and we'll figure it out.
All right, thank you.
Chair Reed, there are no further public comments at this time.
All right, Greg.
Yes, I just want to let the members know that on the table behind us by the door, there are some documents for you guys to take a look at that we don't usually do that, but since we have those out, just want to let you guys know there are documents for you guys can take a quick look and review. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. And then during our meeting, we will review the regular data as well. So we'll get an update on that. So it's not worth having you repeat that twice so we can go through that. So, just to reiterate, we're here to be available to the public, to be available to our board members for any questions they might have. While this is an open public workshop and forum. And I appreciate you sharing your phone number like that in a public forum, without a doubt. So if there is no other further public comment, we'll probably start to close it down in just a moment. Yeah, it's been 20 minutes and just the one comment. Are we able to see how many folks are online?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay.
In terms of Zoom attendees, there are 3 Zoom attendees.
All right, Zoom attendees, if there's anything else you'd like to say or ask, now's the time. Just raise your hand on the little app there. We'll make sure that you are called on. All right. We'll wait one more moment and then we'll close the meeting. Last chance for our friends on Zoom or anyone who wants to make a statement or have a question. Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.